What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the DS Asylum. I'm your Warden, Dimitri Strine, and today we are going to be taking a look at my top 15 most wanted Zenkais for 2022. We got a whole bunch of Sparkings in here, some Extremes, and one LF. And I wanted to try and take a look at tags that could actually use the help in 2022. So I definitely tried to stray away from tags like just pure Saiyans, Sun Family, Future, God Key, stuff like that don't really need any form of boost in the coming year, though they're going to get one anyway. So I tried to focus on some tags that could actually use the help. So this is not in any particular order, nor do these units have to happen like right away, right? Like there are some of these units that probably don't need a Zenkai right now, but may need one by the time the year is coming to a close. So do keep that in mind, and let's get right on in to the first unit. Again, no specific order, this is just 15 units. Alright, taking a look here, we have Sab Jacket Vegeta. So, Sab Jacket, get out of my face, Ed. So, Sab Jacket Vegeta is an interesting option because I want to try and buff up the Vegeta family, Vegeta clan tag this year. And he's a very good support unit, honestly. Like, he really is a decent support. I would actually argue that he's not that bad right now. If you took this guy into PvP right now and didn't run into Ultra Gogeta, I feel like he actually wouldn't perform horribly. And he's completely free, so there's no excuse not to have him at 14 stars, especially if they bring his event back. And he has one of the best Z abilities for the team possible. If we look down here, 20% to base health for Vegeta Clan. He would obviously be doing probably red Vegeta Clan for his Zenkai ability. And yeah, I feel like he'd just be a very solid option. He's most likely going to always be on bench for the team anyway. So when you're looking at a unit that's always going to be on the team anyway, you might as well just make sure that they're an active participant on that team. So just to keep this video from going on too long, we're going to try and make these explanations short. So that's basically why I want Sab Jacket Vegeta. He'd be a fairly decent option for the team. Good support, good Z ability, already on the team. So we might as well put him on there. Jesus Christ, this takes forever to load. Up next is the green Golden Frieza. Realistically, this guy should have been Zenkai'd like 6 months ago. I'm gonna be honest with you. Golden Frieza should have been Zenkai'd about 6 months ago. I don't know why they're holding off on this guy's Zenkai so badly. The fact that Super Vegito got his Zenkai before this Golden Frieza did is honestly disrespectful. But Lineage of Evil definitely needs some help. They could really use a like super powerful green unit to just take out the Saiyan tag and to just all around be that heavy hitter of the team. He doesn't need to provide much utility to the team because realistically I would like for him to get Zenkai at a point where LOE has utility. So he wouldn't have to bring that much to the table other than just being an absolute destroyer. He would be the destroyer of the team, and it makes sense because he is giving that double attack Z ability. He would probably do green Lineage of Evil, green Frieza Force, or green Powerful Opponent. I do believe in my Zenkai concept for him, I gave him green Powerful Opponent because that just, it's the most broad tag that he could have. So, yep. Green Golden Frieza, a unit that should have been Zenkai'd already. Don't know why he's not. He should be Zenkai'd this year. Up next is Super Saiyan Berserk Kale. Now, obviously, I gotta have some of my girls on here, but realistically, I say realistically so much, don't I? But this Kale is so old. Like, she honestly, I want her to get a Zenkai this year simply because of how old she is. Even if the girls tag was like one of the best tags in the game, I'd just be like, just Zenkai this unit already. She's so old. However, she can bring a lot of very necessary and very needed defense and utility to the team if she got Zenkai. Look at how short her uniques are. That's how you know this unit is old as hell. Look at how short her uniques are. But she was incredibly tanky and actually did a lot of damage when she came out. People even paired her up with Bardock. I mean, like, she was actually like really good. I highly doubt people would pair her up with Bardock nowadays. I really wish that Zenkai's improved the Z abilities for units, because this Z ability just ain't it. But obviously her Zenkai ability would just be Red Girls or Red Rival Universe. Red Rival Universe works as well. So yeah, like she could be a very huge asset to the girls team. She's extremely old and really is just overdue for a Zenkai at this point. So it would make the most sense if she would just get one already. Damn phone was at 25%. Alright, up next we have the Transforming Purple Cooler. We have Transforming Purple Cooler. Earlier this year, I talked about how giving Purple Cooler a Zenkai would be the worst thing in the world. However, I feel like the meta and Lineage of Evil are at a point where they really need this guy to be Zenkai'd. I mentioned how he would have the highest defensive stats in the game, and even if he got Zenkai'd at the tail end of 2022, there's still a good chance he would have the highest defensive stats in the game after Zenkai Awakening. In fact, I think he still I actually think there's only like maybe 2 or 3 units in the game right now that have higher defensive stats than him, so yeah, he would be straight up unkillable, and with a Zenkai, like, he would just be dumb. He would be absolutely stupid, but his team needs him. Like, genuinely, I mean, Sagas in the movies doesn't, but Lineage of Evil most certainly does. Like, he's one of the few purple units that I'm like, yes, just Zenkai now, please. Because obviously you're not running Purple Cooler on Mono Purple, you're running him on Lineage of Evil. So, or Powerful Opponent, I guess. It would actually be very interesting if they added the Powerful Opponent tag to all of his abilities here. It would actually give him a lot more versatility in terms of what teams you can run him on. But yeah, all in all, this Purple Cooler, again, not a big fan of that Z ability, but this Purple Cooler will aid LOE very greatly, so I would much like to see him get a Zenkai in the year of 2022. Up next, we have Blue Pan. Now again, gotta represent my girls this year, but also, she was literally the first sparking in the entire game. Like, she was on the very first banner ever released in Dragon Ball Legends. How does she not have a Zenkai? Like, I get it, they gave her a balance update, so her stats actually aren't, like, overtly terrible for a support unit. So I get why they didn't Zenkai her, like, you know, right as the Zenkai system existed, but, I mean, come on. Look at those abilities. She's just flat out unusable, and the crazy part is she could also be a decent asset to the GT team. She doesn't have to just be for the girls tag. She can buff up hybrid Saiyans and GT. She can. Obviously, I would want her Zenkai ability to be blue girls, but honestly, you could go like blue GT if you really wanted to. Like, I honestly wouldn't care. If you wanted to give this Super Saiyan 3 Goku over here a Zenkai buff, another Zenkai buff, I honestly would not be that upset about it. Blue Pan could end up being a pretty decent support type when she comes out, and I would very much like to see her get one, because again, she's one of the original Sparkings. I think it's time to just Zenkai this unit already. Alright, up next we have Yellow Videl. Another girls unit. You guys know I want my girls unit Zenkai'd, but also another OG unit that is severely overdue for a buff. She never even got a balance update back in the day. She's just suffering. Look at her. Look at her. 14 stars, 202,000 blast. Look at her. She's suffering. She needs a buff. That's really it. Like, for a lot of these girls units, I don't even want them Zenkai just because I like the girls tag. It's also because these units are so old. And we have 2-year anniversary units getting Zenkais. We have units that were released after the 2-year anniversary getting Zenkais here. And these units still have not been buffed in any way. It's ridiculous how old some of these units are that have just not been buffed yet. It's actually crazy. So just Zenkai these damn units already so we can get it over with. It's like, Jesus. Up next we have Green Chi-Chi, and this is the first girls unit that's on the list other than the fact that she's old. She would be actually a perfect mono purple counter. I know you're looking at her element, she's green. How is she a mono purple counter? Well, one of the biggest threats on Mono Purple is Goku Vegeta. She gets 80% inflicted damage against Tag Sun family, and she goes type neutral on her main ability. You buff this type neutrality up to 30 counts, she can literally solo Mono Purple. So she's one of the Zenkais that I would want sooner rather than later, because also being green, she counters Ultra Gogeta. She effectively counters the entire meta just for existing. Like, again, you bump that type neutrality up to 30 counts, this Green Chi-Chi counters everything that is currently in the meta. She counters Ultra Gogeta, she counters Mono Purple, she counters Sword of Hope Trunks, she literally counters everything. she is the perfect unit to get a Zenkai right now, because she will beat the crap out of every top tier unit on every top tier team. Even Super Vegeta can't touch her, because she'll go type neutral. She'll just beat the crap out of him too. Now, admittedly, Super Vegeta is Super Vegeta, right? I'm sure Super Vegeta will still have no problem defeating her, but the fact of the matter is, she can counter the entire existing meta right now. So the only thing she's missing is the ability to nullify endurance, which you could give her on her ultimate. Just saying, you could give that to her. So, Green Chi-Chi. Where is she? There she is. Make it happen. Up next, we have the Yellow Sin Shenron. Now, I want this guy to get Zenkai'd simply because I don't like Majub. I think he is probably the most overrated unit of 2021. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's not good. However, I've used him, right? I've used him, and he has essentially done nothing except be easy priority and rising rush fodder because he has endurance. That is all he's ever been capable at doing. He can't do any fucking damage. He can't take any fucking hits. And, like, I guess he can land the paralysis too, but it's not as, you know, what's the fucking word? Reliable. Blanked out. It's not really that reliable. And it's like, yeah, you can cancel buffs on the blue card, but if you have a blue card in your hand, you're almost always going to give it to someone else on your team, like Gogeta 4 or Ultra Gogeta if you're running him on fusions. You're just going to give it to someone else, right? Because theirs is just going to do a lot more damage. You could actually kill someone. Ain't no purpose in taking away someone's buffs when you could just swap out and kill them. So I think Sin Shenron would be a much better fit. He also has endurance, which, you know, that's like Majub's whole thing. And when his endurance is active, he goes type neutral. He goes type neutral when his endurance is active. So, like, I think he would be a much better option. And he actually gets buffed when someone activates their Rising Rush, which in today's meta where people are getting rushes after 10 counts, he's gonna see these. He is going to see these. Like, whether you rush or your opponent, he's getting buffed up. I think this guy would be a far better fit for the GT team than Majub is, just personally. Up next is the transforming Super Saiyan into Super Saiyan God Vegeta. For no other reason than I want Vegeta family to be really good this year. Like, god damn it, I want Vegeta family to take over this year. That is the only reason I want him Zenkai. He'll be fucking broken if he gets one. Yes, you are looking at that just on your screen right now. Let me explain. I think he'd be a funny April Fool's joke. That's it. I think it'd be funny if they Zenkai'd this Red Hercule for April Fool's Day. That's about it. Alright, we're moving over to some extremes now, and we're back with the Lineage of Evil theme. We have the EX Second Form Frieza. This EX Second Form Frieza actually wasn't all that terrible when he came out, but Lineage of Evil, again, never has any time to shine, so he just wasn't really used. And I think he would be a good free-to-play option, because obviously my plan would be, you know, put him in an event, let people grind him up, and Zenkai him through the event. So I think he'd be a decent free-to-play option for those who do not have LF Full Power Frieza. That's basically what I want here. And I actually don't want the OG Full Power Frieza to be Zenkai just yet, because realistically, that yellow setup that you're going to have with the LF and the OG Full Power Friezas can only exist while Mono Purple is a thing, and once Mono Purple disappears, red units are going to start coming out again, and then you can't run two yellows. So that I don't want him to be Zenkai'd just for the sake of countering something that's not going to be there. The difference between him and Chi-Chi is Chi-Chi will continue to counter a lot of things even after Mono Purple and all this is done. But if you Zenkai the OG Full Power Frieza, you're creating an entire team around countering something that is probably only going to last like another 2 or 3 months. So that's why I don't want him to be Zenkai'd. I would rather it just be this guy, make him a free option for those who don't have LF Full Power Frieza. Next we have my boy Sushi over here. I just think he'd be a fun Frieza Force Zenkai. Like, not Lineage of Evil, but Frieza Force. I like me a bit of Frieza Force as well. And he was actually pretty decent when he came out. His blue card especially. His blue card did a lot of damage. His blue card did so much damage. He did so much strike damage. Like, he was actually pretty goddamn decent when he came out. These stats may not look like nothing today, but they were actually pretty good when he first got released. And I think it'd be a fun Frieza Force Zenkai. I kind of want to see it. Alright, now this one is technically cheating. It's not just Birder, it's the entire EX Ginyu Force squad. Because we have the EX Ginyu, and I don't want him to start fading out of, being good by the time the rest of his team gets Zenkai'd. I want the entire EX Ginyu Force to be Zenkai'd and usable at the same time. So, it's not just Birder, it's the entire EX Ginyu Force squad, but I'm counting them as one entrant because I would want them all to be Zenkai'd at the same time. So, EX Ginyu Force, make it happen, god damn it. Up next is B-Pan, just so I can piss everyone off because of all of her bleed, poison, and paralysis. That's actually the only reason. I just want to personally revel in the fact that my favorite tag is getting buffed and I get to piss people off in the process. And finally, our LF unit, we have the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. He should have been Zenkai'd a while back as well, I feel. And again, I want Vegeta family to take over this year. And if he gets Zenkai'd soon, he can start trying to counter these blue units like Sword of Hope Trunks and Ultra Gogeta. Granted, he'll buff Sword of Hope Trunks, but not Ultra Gogeta. He can take him out. So, yeah, I don't really think I need to explain why Zenkai'ing him would be a good thing, especially in today's meta. So definitely want him to be the next LF Zenkai. But let me know what your top 5 wanted Zenkais, because I'm not going to sit there and read through a bunch of top 15 comments. I have shit to do. Let me know what your top 5 most wanted Zenkais are for 2022 in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, do make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that join button if you can, it really does help the channel out. All the links you could ever want are in the description down below. And I will see all of you inmates back here at the asylum for the next video. Peace.